Yo, what's going on, yo? Welcome back to Car Chats, episode 57. We're about to have Natasha Marie. We're just waiting for her to jump in. She's going to send me a request. I'm going to send her a request, what happens. Shout out to FTW Apparel Co. Go check them out on Instagram. This is from them. They're sponsoring the podcast this season, so shout out to them. Rico Blocks, what up, my dog? Good to see you. Like I was saying, everybody, I'm in For the Weirdos apparel company. That's what it is. I got a front and back tee. They got the FTW logo on the front. They got the noun of what a weirdo is on the back, which I think is awesome. And me and the Charlotte's house. What's up? Did a quick costume change for episode 57. Hanley do some fucking wild shit sometimes. First I had on my own hoodie. Now I got on a new company. What's up? What you gonna do about it? But welcome back to episode 57. I'm a little too high to be doing all this talking shit, so Natasha Marie is in the chat. I'm going to send her a message to join, if I could get this fucking properly. Sorry, guys. Invite.
Yo. What's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I did a little wardrobe change myself, actually.
Yeah, I went upstairs. I went and rolled the quick joint, did what I had to do for my parents, and then I came down. I was like, "What wardrobe change? I better start promoting the people that are sponsoring."
Yeah, you got to get paid. You got to pay your sponsors, man. That's awesome.
I wish. Promo.
What's that?
I pay him with promos. That's what.
Hey, that's right. I didn't smoke one before, but I definitely could if I want to at some point. Yeah. Okay.
Sure. This is not a PG-13 podcast.
Nice. Good to know.
My other podcast is very, very real and honest. This is just getting to know people.
Nice. I like that. No pressure.
Exactly.
Oh, what's up? I see a few of my people. What's up? 448 Films.
What's up, everybody that's joining? I appreciate it. If you don't follow me, please give me a follow. If you do art or anything at all, music-wise, videography, cinematography, photography, dancing, I don't give a shit if you think dancing on the pole is an art. I will interview you. So, anybody that ain't following me, please give me a follow. I will follow back. We will chop it up. I'm very interactive with people. I actually just started talking to Natasha Marie, and I feel like I've been talking to her forever.
I like talking. That's something I do well, I think.
I think apparently I do, because I seem to have been doing it a lot lately.
Uh-huh.
So thank you for being on episode 57 of Car Chats.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the On the Line family. We're glad that you can be part of it. We love it. I just finished listening to Structure for like the 8th time tonight.
Nice.
That song is fantastic. The way you levered it and the harmonizing in it, you killed that one.
Thank you very much. I like that.
I don't look like a singer, but I know what the shit takes.
I appreciate that. I actually know a lot of rappers who wish they could sing, so they actually have really good opinions when it comes to music, like R&B music and ballads and stuff. So I'm all ears all the time.
Shout out to Natasha, one of the dopest MCs in Montreal.
What? Thank you.
Oh, my man, MCO Montreal. He's a dope producer. I don't know if you know.
I do. We're following each other. Yeah. These are my people who are following me too. I wasn't sure if you could see those comments. That's awesome.
MCL and me have some work coming out because I'm back to making music and shit. So we got some work out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome.
Very excited. And when I heard you singing, I'm like, when I get this EP going, because we're gonna make an EP and donate the proceeds.
I was listening.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. So if you want, you can jump on a song, maybe sing on it with us.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's awesome. That will actually be the second project that I jump on where the proceeds are going towards something like, there's another guy, Be Crazy. You guys got to follow him. B.Crazy.
I will.
Yeah, he fought like cancer like twice or something. And like, yeah, so his whole next project He's got a lot of big people on it, and I'm not going to say who, but you guys are going to recognize some names, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. So yeah, definitely. I like that wave.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I deal with mental health, right? So I have bipolar most of the time. It's chronic lows. So that's why the EP is called I Wish I Was Manic.
Mm.
It's kind of just like a joke on it, you know. I'm kind of be funny, kind of sarcastic. I know some people be like, that's not funny. And I'm like, well, don't listen. Like, I'm sorry.
The thing is, you're not really making fun of anyone. That's not the intention behind it. People like to confuse the intention and take things out of context.
People who are manic are always like talkative, hyper, wanting to do shit, you know, like being generous and shit. And then when I'm like always dealing with chronic lows and shit, like I'm just like not wanting to do shit in the dark all day, like, you know, just thoughts racing, can't sleep, fucking nightmares, everything. Anything you can put on it, you know, it's crazy. So I'm like, I wake up some days and I'm like, fuck, I wish I was manic. Like,
jeez.
So that's where that came from. There's some transparency for everyone who's listening.
And I'm super transparent, so like this is my type of convo. Sorry, guys. If anyone's rolling their eyes, like here we go.
No, that's why I'm glad you're gonna be on the actual podcast, because that's where we like really get depth, like mental health. Like Rico was on the last one when we were talking. It hasn't came out yet, but he was the last one I recorded. No, sorry, second last one I recorded.
Nice.
We had like a fucking real serious deep conversation. Me and him have very similar mental health issues, and I was like, yo, I've been following Rico since like 2009. Yeah,
that's the year a lot of us started. Same year.
I was making music too, but I was in Ottawa, and I was performing more in Montreal. Funny enough, I was in Ottawa and performing at like Le Scratch.
Nice.
Anywhere that they let me perform, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome, man.
Scratch was dope because like the bartender didn't really give a fuck about anything. So like you had, like, it was supposed to be 19 plus, and you just saw like these 15-year-olds coming in buying beer and just like, and I'm just like, yo, as long as you're buying, I'm like, because we did a split on the bar because I paid for some of the bottles.
Nice.
I was like, all right, so when I leave, thanks to these 15-year-olds, I'm about to get paid. So
that sounds like Montreal. It also sounds like the Scratch.
There's always these, like any club you go to, there's like 10% underage.
Shh. What up, Rico?
Yo,
I just had to say what's up. I see him in the comments.
What's up, bro? What's up, my dog? You know, we were just talking about you, bro. I always end up talking about Rico. I'm starting to feel a little weird.
It's just the joint talk. I didn't want to be sober. I didn't want to be the only one sober, and now I am. So I thought about it. I'm so anything around me.
I smoked out. I'm blitzed. I smoked a nice hash joint before I came on.
Nice. I actually plan to get some writing done after this. So sorry.
Old school hash too, like that bubble hash from like Jamaica type shit.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, you know. So
I don't really mess with those things. I'm trying to be way too productive. I can't afford to get lazy.
I feel.
But yeah, I'm actually planning to get some writing done after this.
I've been writing in my head all day, and I have this one thing I've been kept repeating in my head so I remember it, because I remember when I think it was who was it? I think it was Questlove said, if you say something to yourself 16 times in a row, you automatically memorize it. And I'm like, is that true?
Really?
So I tried, and it works.
Huh.
It's fucking crazy. Ain't that weird how your brain works?
16 times.
Yeah, you say to yourself, I think it was 16, it might be 19. Try both, but either way.
That's crazy.
Worked.
I know in Introduction to Psychology, like in human behavior, I studied this course, and they were saying like the average brain forgets 3 times before it starts to remember.
Yeah.
So like,
really important if you're gonna remember instantly.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Especially if you smoke weed.
It's like, yeah, exactly.
Like doubles it even harder. Like you gotta forget 6 times now.
Oh God.
But no. So we got Natasha Marie on here. While we're on here, I'm just gonna call it Tash, if you don't mind.
Yes, that's cool.
Okay, so we got Tash on here. Tell us a little bit about how your journey started.
My journey in hip hop or my journey in music in general?
Both.
Okay.
Just
So my journey in music, I was about 9 years old when I discovered that I really love music. I was a radio kid. I would listen to everything on the radio. But I was too shy to sing. So for a good portion of my teenage years, it was like, rumor has it, Tasha sings. My cousins, knew, and people whose opinions I wasn't afraid of, because I grew up in a really opinionated family. I grew up in a West Indian family.
okay.
Shout out to all my West Indians. I was raised on my Trini side.
Oh,
So,
got on my
what?
my sister, my best friend from the beginning at like kindergarten is Trinidadian. I got so much love for y'all, man. I grew up around
Nice.
men. So yeah,
Nice.
Something we relate to. That's dope. I like that.
Exactly. No wonder I forget names so easy.
Yeah, I'm just replying to him, yo.
Yeah. So yeah, I grew up in a really opinionated family, and they're transparent. They don't hold back. And I was terrified of their opinions. I didn't think I was good enough, so I didn't sing out loud. What's that?
That thing's a certain way.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's like, so you call yourself a singer? Well, can you sing this song? Sing, I'll Always Love You by Whitney Houston. And you're like, I can't sing that. Well, how you can call yourself a singer if you can't sing that song? So there was a long time where I would sing in my closet. I would make a space in my closet. I had a little corner desk, and I fit like a lamp underneath like the cupboard door so it can plug into the wall but go under the cupboard door. And I would create a space in my closet where I would just use my headphones and sing. So that was like the beginning of singing. I actually was more comfortable writing, so I would call myself a poet. Even before poetry, I was doing short stories.
Right.
From the age of 8, before I could even spell, I was writing short stories and stuff. So at the base of everything, I always say, if I ever lost my voice, at the heart of everything, I'm a writer. I could still tell my story. I could still, express myself. But in high school is actually when I made a leap from poetry to rap. I had a friend who was like, yo, you write poetry? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, it's really similar to rap. And that was around the time I was a poet. And Tupac came out with books, and I was like, damn. So that kind of made writing poetry cool, because as far as I was concerned, at 15, 16, poetry was a girl thing. Dudes didn't do that. So to see Tupac do that was wow.
They had their journal and they had their little poetry in it.
Exactly. The accent came out.
Yo, I gotta tell you, I'm trying to get skits and shit made for the comedy side of online with. We might have to do a Trini skit, because
I got you.
There's so much funny,
I got you.
There's so much funny Trini shit that can happen.
There is.
The one about the singing would be great. I was just fucking hilarious. But yeah.
So in high school, I actually jumped on this track. You remember Lil Bow Wow's first single?
Fuck yeah.
Bow Wow. Wow, yippee-yo, yippee-yay, where my dog's at, bark with me. So my friend got a hold of the instrumental. I don't know how. This was 1999. And and so he was like, I don't even want to say this, but he used to have a bad stutter. But the crazy thing about this guy is when he would rap, there was no stutter.
I've heard of that happening before. I think it's because their concentration is so hard, their brain can't focus on the stutter.
I guess so, yeah. And also he would rap really fast.
I love psychology, man. When I
me too.
School, it was the best class I had.
Same. I would have majored in psych. That was my thing. That was the goal.
I'm a college dropout doing a fucking podcast.
But yeah, so anyway, I came out. I was in grade 9 and I came out on the stage rapping at a talent show, and everyone was like, what, Tasha? And I tried it, and I think it was one of those things, I just took to it like a fish to water, and I just kind of really liked it. And I also liked that, because poetry, you write it down and you got this book of poems. No one's like, can I read your book of poems? And you're like, all right, cool. And everything's like, shh, pass the book of poems. But rapping is where you get to spit that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So bringing it to life did something for me. So the rhyme scheme and you know, like the whole spoken word thing also, I love that. So that's where the rapper came about. I was about 15 and I tried to quit a few times. I tried to give myself excuses as to why it doesn't make sense to rap anymore. You know, what does it look like? You're a mom, you have 2 kids, and you're still rapping. You're 30 something and you can't leave rap alone, grow up. And I would always just like beat myself up. But the reality is, if you throw me a hot beat, something comes out. So it's like I'm going to stop making excuses and stop, you know, validating why I still want to rap. Like once a rapper, always a rapper, you know? So
It's hard to leave it. Like I stopped for like 10, 12 years and I'm like, man, I need to go back so bad. I was just like boiling up in me and shit. I can't handle this shit. To express it somehow, or I'm gonna do some stupid shit. Like
it's crazy because there's times where I write and I don't write because I think I need to. Like that was poetry for me. It was like if I don't write this down, I'm gonna have a meltdown. Like poetry really was therapy for me. Writing is therapeutic. Those who write know. Yeah. Those who keep journals know. Those who write for themselves and show nobody else know what we're talking about. Yeah. But there's something about rapping, man. There's just what's
your favorite thing about rapping? Like do you do like are you more like a multi-syllable rapper? Are you just a punchline? Like or what kind of like what would you say you do most?
It depends on the beat. I really don't put myself in a box. I don't have one style of writing.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, I just whatever comes out. If I find it challenging, I'll just change it up until it works. There's not really anything I'm like.
You just adapt to it, and
exactly. The thing is, like, okay, I know, and this is kind of like making reference to what you said about mental illness before. It's like if you don't make light of your own situation, you know, if you don't laugh, you're just gonna cry. So like a lot of us find, you know, sarcasm to be healing, and we joke about our issues, we joke about our mental health because we're kind of like, that's our way of being above it, you know, making it our bitch, you know, like laughing at ourselves. Like, yeah, I got this thing that throws me off and throws other people off, but I'm also, you know, I also have these superpowers. It kind of makes me different in a really cool way. So I'm going to rock with that. So, you know, so all that to say.
With me, with like the mental health stuff and like, cause I get like some serious like dark thoughts. Like I shouldn't be there at all. Like it's too far. Like I should be at the hospital talking to them. But I'm like too busy dealing with the shit I got at home. So like, I'm like trying to deal with myself, but I can't. So like when I write, like the music, people will be like, it's very like expressive and shit, but like it's the shit that I'm actually thinking about doing that I put on paper. That way I don't actually do it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's, you know, it reminds me of a poem I wrote back in 1998. I'm dead ass.
Can you do it?
I don't know it by heart. I don't know any of my stuff recited, but there's one line. It was called The Jewel. I remember that much. And basically how diamonds are made, right? No pressure, no diamonds. So the jewel, right? So you should be proud of what you've become. You should be proud of the fire and the flames that you've made it through. And in one of those lines, it was like, okay, I can't rhyme it because I don't remember how it went. But the idea of it was like, if you cry onto paper, meaning if you write, right? At least you can reflect on what you wrote. You can reflect back on what you were feeling and what you were thinking at that time. But if you just cry into tissue and throw it out, you know, chances are it's going to come back again. So that was just like me trying to, you know, deal with my own emotions at that age and, you know, the life I was living at that time, which was a very difficult childhood, let me tell you. It had its challenges. I did a lot of crying. I did a lot of crying in secret, you know. I always had this, I'm a Leo. I don't know if you guys are into that in the comments, but I'm big on zodiac signs. I've studied a lot of it and I agree with a lot of it. It just makes sense.
I'm an emotional motherfucker.
Yeah. So, in the comments, you're awesome. So yeah, for me, like Leos, we're very strong. You know, we're usually the strong one.
I'm gonna pin that comment just for you.
Thank you. So yeah, I had a lot of my ego. My pride and ego wouldn't let me show people how heavy the shit I was carrying really was. My knees were buckling and I didn't want anybody to know. So I opened my notebook and I would write and write and write and write. It would replace my speaking. Be like, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? And I'd be like, whatever. And I just have this look, this resting bitch face, like, leave me alone. Don't fuck with me. Leave me alone. And it's because I just felt like I was the only one who could understand what I was going through. So writing is definitely an avenue of mine that I love to use. So rapping is no different. And there's a freedom that I get when I rap.
Yeah.
And also, people don't expect it. There's like this shock value, you know, when you show up as a female and you're all like prim and proper and respectable, and then you're like, you know, you got a red carpet layer on the road. This queen is a queen no matter where she go. And people are like, what? It's, you know, it's like my self-esteem. It's like, where have you been all this time? It's like the higher side of myself. My higher self shows up when the beat drops.
I love you're able to find yourself actually within hip hop. Like you found yourself within it rather than being just around it. You know, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's always like, oh, I've been around hip hop my whole life. I've been around hip hop here. My uncle rap. My uncle's grandpa rap, like, like, you know, like, but you're saying we're within it, so like words matter, so like
it does.
People are gonna say they've been around it, then okay, that's understandable. A lot of people have been around it, but when you're in it, it's a whole different.
Thank you.
When
you're in it,
it's a whole different spectrum than just being around it.
Yeah, and it's funny because I wasn't really around hip hop like that.
A lot of people would dismiss me and say, no, I don't think so. But I've been definitely within it because I could talk to sound engineers and have a conversation about their job. I could have a conversation with a producer, have a conversation about his job. I could have a conversation with an artist like you, have a conversation about your jobs. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Talk was within hip hop. Like I've been within it just like you, and it like. It's not the brightest place, I'll tell you that. Like,
no,
it's not bright and everybody's like, hey, yo, welcome, you made it. It's more like, hey, yo, you fucking prove yourself.
Exactly, get in where you fit in.
You know, exactly, and that's why everybody feels the need to always have to be clicked up and shit. No collaborative efforts. I'm not going to support you because you do this shit this way, and I'm not going to support you because you're a female. Just in hypothetical.
I'm not sensitive. Trust me, I've heard.
You don't look it. I don't think you.
I've been doing it for too long, and you know what? I don't really see myself as a female rapper. I see myself as a rapper.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh yes.
So it's like you know. All right, you rap.
I love it.
Show what you got. It's not about you know. Yes. Well, for a girl, she's pretty good. Do you have bars? Period. Is it hot? You know, can you flow? Like, you know, is it catchy? Do we feel what you're saying? Are you making sense? Things like that. And to me, that's poetry. You know, it hits. And I just referenced Tupac again and again because although I wasn't around hip hop like that, you know, there's a lot of like groups and bands and I don't really know like their songs. And people be like, Tasha, what? You're a rapper. You don't know who these people are? And it's like, no, because I never studied hip hop, dude. I never studied it. I was a writer. I didn't need to study rhyming schemes. I didn't need to do that.
Right.
What got me about hip hop was the attitude. And, you know, I always liked upbeat hip hop. I always like listening to like Busta Rhymes, you know. For me, Busta changed the whole game because how could you be upset listening to Busta's music? I didn't like aggressive hip hop. Like, why? I don't want to get a gun and shoot people. That's not why I'm here. I'm here because I went through some shit. Last time I checked, hip hop was the place where the misfits fit in. The ones who came from a hard life and no one else gets them, they can come here, rap some shit, and everybody goes, yes. So, like, that's why I'm here, because I just so happen to fit, you know? I'm not trying to fit. I feel comfortable here. Like, get used to me. I don't need your vote. I'm here, you know?
I feel like that's a poor attitude. What do you mean by that? Explain, Styles. I want to hear your opinion on this. I want to know what you mean by that. But what I'm saying is, with the, like, being surrounded by it and like just considering yourself a rapper, not a female rapper, that's the best attitude to go with because then you're not always in the back of your mind trying to prove yourself to someone. When you're saying, like, yeah, I'm a female rapper, you know, I'm the hottest female rapper or whatever, in the back of your head, you're still trying to prove something to someone. I mean, subconsciously.
Yeah, I guess there's a level of like
But you don't
natural competition
because you're a female rapper. You're just thinking like, yo,
yeah
this person he's hot, so like I'd like to work with them, you know. But like some people are still like to this day, which is ridiculous to me. Is like if a female artist, sorry, a rapper or a hip hop artist who is a female is making hot music, there's always that one or two hip hop dudes that are like, I'm not gonna make music with a female that's hotter than me right now. Like that's just and I'm like, that it's silly, you know?
yeah.
She learned the art. Well, she did learn the art pretty well. If you what she's been.
He's bored and he wants attention. I'm not gonna give it to him. You guys could if you want.
He's my guy. He doesn't. He'll say what he wants, and that's fair. That's what this is about. But you know, like he's my guy. He's with 4G Audio Podcast in Ottawa. But I mean, he's saying things that bring up a conversation, which I could respect.
Sure.
But
yeah.
Shout out Styles. I don't completely agree with you, and
I don't
it's not
know in which context. Is it the gun thing?
No, she was,
because yeah, I mean, like hip hop has been aggressive and violent for a long time, but that's not really what I want to advocate.
But
like to me,
learning
when you have a microphone, like anybody can have a mic. My thing is, what are you doing with it? Anybody can get a mic. What are you saying? Tell me something that's mind-blowing. Tell me something that I can feel, you know? Give me something I haven't heard over and over again the exact same way. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
So
sure. No, definitely. And he's saying like the bad attitude was about should learn the art. So I guess when we're talking about learning the art versus just being in it, he's saying you said you don't need to learn hip hop.
Yeah, okay, so let me specify what I mean by that. There's people who sit down and they learn the art, and there's people who are just born with something. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, I didn't come here to study the art form of hip hop. I didn't study a whole bunch of other groups before me. I didn't do that. And if that makes me a cheater, then I crept in by the back door. Whoopsie, somebody let me in. Try and kick me out. No, I didn't learn the art form. I don't even know how to read music, but I sing on key. No. So like that's what I'm trying to say. There's people who study the game and there's people who just fit in.
Yeah, but Stasha, she definitely the way she, like she said, she was like she just found herself in it after doing her music and poetry and stuff. So some people do end up finding themselves in a scene that they don't expect themselves in.
Yeah.
But she does respect and understand the art, because if she didn't, she wouldn't be put on the stages she's been put on.
Sure. Plus, I grew up, listen, I'll be 38 in August. Proud, super proud. And like, you know, again, my era of hip hop that really like pulled me, Lauryn Hill, you know what I mean? Like as a female, she was the only person that I really knew in that era, you know, because Queen Latifah wasn't really doing her thing so much. For me, it was Lauryn, because again, before I got into rap, I was a closet singer. If anyone is keeping track of how the story goes here, how my story goes. So I was studying R&B music. I was singing Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, and Boyz II Men in my closet secretively, so no one can hear me. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I was studying, and hip hop I just kind of stumbled upon and fell in love.
And what's your most favorite song to sing, like from another artist?
Shit, you threw me off. That's a good question. Damn. Dude, I'm like a jukebox. I'll sing anything. Sometimes like an old song will come to mind because the melody just kind of kicks in. It's all good. My favorite song to sing by another artist, dude, I don't even.
Yeah, because you're saying Boyz II Men, you're saying, you know.
I was running their whole albums back to back. So like, I mean, the entire album. So like, Mariah Carey, Butterfly, that was a big album for me.
Yeah.
Brandy was hot them days. I was singing Brandy.
Oh, man, Brandy was hot back in the day for sure.
Yes, that album Before Full Moon. I forget what it was called now. Never Say Never. Yo.
Damn, Brandy.
And then she was dating Mace too, so that was big. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Brandy and Mace. What? Was she dating him, or they did just do that? I think they had like a quick fling and they did a song together or something. But
Diddy shot a gun in the club. Like, what the fuck's going on, man?
oh, and then J-Lo was with Diddy back then
Yeah.
too. So like the music was nice.
Oh,
Like early 2000s, R&B and hip hop were doing a lot together. Like Ja Rule, Ashanti, like it was a good time. I don't know if you guys remember. So like as a singer and as a rapper, I was having a great time back then.
we got a lot of Montreal fan in here, yo. Shout out to everybody following. I know
Hey.
you guys are mostly following her, but if you could follow me, I'd appreciate it. But yo, shout out to Gremlin, man. He's working on a new logo for On the Line with. He's an amazing.
Nice.
Anybody looking to get any artwork done digitally, but he will bring it to life. It might be digital, but he brings that shit to life. Yo, Gremlin is the man. Shout out my guy. I appreciate him. I love him. I hope he's having a great week. And yeah, oh, you already know, brother, strength up all day. But yeah, I really appreciate everybody coming and tuning in with us. So we're back here again for someone or anybody just joining in. We're here with Natasha Marie.
Hey.
We got through her talk about hip hop and poetry, her closet singing, her little boys to men backup singer type thing, you know. So we got here now talking. We're gonna get into a little bit more. I know she's definitely a fantastic singer. Like your hip hop,
thank you.
That song structure.
Yeah.
Actually, before we get into really like your beginning of the singing part, like in like recording aspects.
Yeah.
That structure song. What would you say the concept, the meaning behind it is?
Trying to keep.
But I think a lot of people can interpret it different.
They can.
Yeah.
For me, it was about trying to keep a relationship together. So for me, the structure was the relationship.
Yeah.
So it's like we're trying to have a stable, solid foundation here. So, you know, for me, it was like this relationship feels like a porcelain. What do you call those? The picture in the cover art. It's like, I specifically remember telling the dude, like, can you find the picture? Because my grandmother used to have these ornaments that you see in structure, the cover art. Those ornaments, like, they were silver and then they had, like, blue painted spots. They were just white and blue.
Get the name of them because my Irish family used to have similar things.
That's it. That's it. Like, a lot of people had, like, a whole collection. And like, she would drop one and then it had so much, like, you know, sentimental value that she would just glue it back together. And so for me, the relationship was like one of those things that were like porcelain. It's so sensitive.
Yeah.
You know, when porcelain hits the ground, it shatters, my dude.
Yeah.
So if you want to put that back together, that's a lot of work. And so like my first line is, okay, like a pail of water. So like, it's like our relationship, I'm trying to balance it on my head like a pail of water. So like I'm a very visual person.
I loved it. That first time I loved it because I pictured like the cultures that do walk around with
yes,
like
exactly.
So like I didn't know exactly what your background was, but Trinidadians do that often.
They do, but you know, I channel. So like I can be around anybody and I can channel what they're going through. I can channel their culture and how they grew up, and I can really understand. And I think that's the reason why I get along with a lot of people from all different walks of life. So yeah, you know, my African women and men, but just anyone in general. It's a mother, because I was a mother when I wrote the song as well. And we had kids in this relationship, and that is part of our structure. That is part of what we're trying to keep this together for. So yeah.
This is based on your personal relationship with like
your
daddy and your kids?
Exactly. And unfortunately, you know, it turned out where it just was just one of those things where it's like, I guess I just have to let it fall apart. Like you gotta
rebuild it after, and just like there's a good quote I like to say, like, in order to rebuild you must destroy. So
which is similar to the quote in the very beginning of the video, which you can find on YouTube.
When I heard you say that, that's what I heard, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, there's actually a little poem. So if you guys check out the video for Structure on YouTube, you'll see the little poem that I put. I just like whipped it up really quickly because as we were editing the video, I was like, wait, it should open with like a poem for those who might not understand. Like, yeah, they can make it about what they want to make it about, but I still want people to understand what I'm trying to say because it is talking about my own personal experience. And I wrote this song when I was still in that relationship trying to make it work. And this whole song was about no matter how many times it falls apart, I will put it back together. But in the end, you know, you realize some things are just, it's not worth it. It has to follow. It's not the right person. It's not the right relationship. So it's like some things you just, and I'm a Leo, so I'm stubborn, you know, like I'll make it work and we'll fight and we'll fight and we'll fight to make this work. But, you know, eventually you choose peace and you're like, I got to let this go. And it sucks because we have kids, but you know what? I guess we're just supposed to build two separate foundations for these kids, you know? But it is a song for those who feel like giving up in their relationship, but they know that it's worth holding on to. So even though I walked away from that burning building and I torched it on the way out, the message in this song is still for those who are in relationships who are still trying to make it work. It's my way of saying, guys, not everyone, I'm not telling you to quit on your relationship. I'm just telling you guys my story. But like, I want you to hear this song and I really want you guys to try and make it work because I think a lot of people, especially these days, relationships these days, a lot of people are just so like, I'm done, and they just move on. But, you know, sometimes
it's a quick turnaround in relationships.
Yeah, you gotta, you know, I actually had an ex once tell me, like, I would not break up until I know that I gave it like 100%. If I know I didn't give something my 100%, like in this relationship, if I didn't give it my all, you know, I can't say that I truly tried. So, yeah.
So, will I be putting you on the spot right now if I ask you to sing a little bit of structure?
Not really. I just, how does it start, man? I need to hear the beat.
If you need to play the song first for a second, go
ahead. I don't even know where I would play it from.
Yeah, that's the thing. Or you can sing anything you want, really. I don't think people care. They just want to hear the voice.
Shoot, man. You know what? I'm mixing up my song and Alicia Keys right now because they start kind of similarly.
That's cool.
And now I got Alicia Keys in my head. Damn.
If you could think, that'd be dope.
Okay, hold on. Let me think. Bear with me for a sec.
No worries. Take your time. This is your show.
I wish I heard it, but I didn't hear it for a while.
To anybody,
you heard it though, 8 times.
I know, but not 16. But to anybody listening, she's gonna perform a little bit of a song if you can. If not, that's fine. But I hope you can.
Yeah. Let me just go into my zone. Hold on. I can't remember the first line, dude. I gotta pick up from like, okay, verse 2. Hold on. And all my friends say that I got this wave, carrying burdens so effortlessly. Wanna be the right always, but the kind of girl to keep things inside. Baby, I don't remember the fucking rest of the song. It's been so long. Just go check it out, guys. Shit.
Man, when I'm in Montreal, when I'm home, because I'm from Montreal originally. So
nice.
I'm home, and if you have a show or something, I definitely got to come check it. Or I'm going to come find you and make you personally send a song, and I'm going to record it and put a lesson in.
Sorry, dude. I've done so much hip hop this week, and all I have is like rap lyrics in my head right now.
Well, if you want to
I do have a show. Rap. Sorry?
If you want to rap something, you can rap something.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if I have something off the top of my head. Let's see. I actually wrote something down here.
Now we're going to get a little bit of rapping. Well, man, I'm bringing y'all the best shit.
So I have an unreleased song. I actually did this with my brother. I performed it a few times. It's called Where They At.
Okay.
And it's really about, you know, the loyalty we have between us. And, you know, if, you know, an enemy of my brother is my enemy. An enemy of mine is an enemy of my brother. It's just, I am my brother's keeper.
That's how it goes. Do you know what I mean?
You know, it's loyalty. It's blood, right? So, all right. So my verse, let's see. If I tell these stupid motherfuckers you don't know me like that. Get back, motherfucker, I don't owe you like that. These ain't like the old days. These ain't like my old ways. The crew a bunch of knuckleheads will queue up for old time's sake. Hey, yo, I'm tired of all this jackassness. These whack rappers more ridiculous than fake asses. They got no meat and more bones than jackasses. They got designers on, but they lack vision. That's fake glasses. I waited so long. Now it's time to get my money up. Get my roll on to the bank to get familiar. And I'm not solo. Meet la familia. Bitch, you done know that we run the city, I know these cats riding dirty in their 30s. They collecting all the facts and tell me signal them like birdies. Running at the mouth, man, you really shouldn't play that when you got so many haters down to tell me where you stay at. That's the verse. That's the verse.
Oh, you're dope, man. You're fucking dope. Oh, man. I'm definitely beat for that EP. That shit was wild. That was smooth as hell.
Yeah, man. It's a transformation. It's a completely different person.
You had to throw in the Trinidad and everything. You just had to do it. You had to do it.
Yes. Yes.
No, yes. I love it.
There's even, there's a song we're doing. Okay, so we dropped, Whew. I have ADD, okay? I swear, okay? This is what I was trying to say before. When we make fun of ourselves and people are like, oh my God, I have ADD. And we're like, don't say that. You're making fun of people who actually have it. I'm pretty sure, folks, I have ADD. And if I don't, I have ADHD, okay? I have ADD. That's the joke that me and all my friends make. Because I talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and I don't stop, and I don't get tired. I have so much energy. I'm always doing all these things at once. I never know what time it is. I get lost in everything I do. You know what I mean? But I'm a passionate person. So, like, I will go hours rapping and not eat. I will realize I have no voice because I've been writing for 6 hours. You know, I'm that kind of person. But anyway, and I jump around and forget where I was.
I can see how much passion you have just in the way you answer your questions, just the way you present yourself. Like, you give off an energy of, like, if it's not business, don't bug me. But also very friendly. So I mean, like, for man, you have fans, like, you're obviously loving to them, but like otherwise when you're just walking the street, unless it's someone trying to stop you to talk to you about, like, hey, you want to do a show, you're just like
Yeah, I consider myself a introverted extrovert.
I call see, I call myself an incredivert because I do both.
I like that. An incredivert?
That should be the track.
That should be the track.
Right?
I want a shirt.
Oh,
thanks.
Oh, you want a shirt?
To go with it.
Oh, fuck.
And we throw it in the crowd because everybody's going to want a shirt.
Like, we can make that part of, like, the single when it drops. Raffle off a few of those, only like 10 or 15. Gremlin, I might have another project for you.
You see the vision. You see the vision.
I think me and you are going to talk a little bit after this and plan something dope.
Hell yeah.
I think, this is going to be dope. I'll send you a link to, like, my old, like, some of it's mixed and well done, some of it's rough drafts, but you'll get an idea of my old stuff. And then, but my new stuff, like, it's just so polished because it's been 12 years. I've had nothing but time to do it.
I hear you, man.
I started doing it, so I'm like, all right, fine. I'm going to get the equipment upgraded. Like I said, this one, the IG one is just for the people on Instagram. Yeah. But the other one is like an in-depth, I'm talking like so fucking deep, like we're going into people's souls and then being like, oh, look what I found.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I definitely want to have you on this show regularly if you like it. Whenever you drop it,
yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, you're part of the fam now. Like I mean, I know we just started talking, but I told you, like, I've been listening to you since, like, around the same time as Rico. Maybe a little later. It might have been a little later, like 2012. Maybe.
Wow, 2012 was a good year, man. That was like my best year ever.
Best rap year, I think, for underground artists in Montreal and Ottawa. Like for a decade. Like now it's getting a little bit good, but 2010 to 2012, that was fucking booming.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. I had the best time. MySpace was the shit.
I was Miss T on MySpace for a good 3 years, and then I was like, hey, there's like a million Miss T's. Remember when you used to find other people with the same name?
Yeah.
And they would have like an amount? You would type them in the search, and it'd be like, we found 208,000 Miss T's. And you're like, wow. I was like, I can't do this.
I was on Holden Stefan Roy's Bridge the Gap the other day.
Sorry, yes.
We were talking about MySpace, and like my MySpace before I quit everything, I was at like it was between like 450K or 600,000 listens. Like it was crazy. Yeah, crazy. Because I used to use that bulletin shit and just post my music.
Yes.
I used to take the HTML, post it, bulletin, blast it like all my people. So anybody who opened it, it just started playing and shit. So they're like,
exactly.
And it just kept going. So I kept doing it until one day it was like, you're no longer allowed to post bulletins. I'm like, no. And then Facebook came along, so I started spamming art fucking things. Like it was a era, you know what I mean?
I remember.
It's like post, you have to.
Yeah.
I have no regrets.
No, I don't either.
600,000 plays on a MySpace thing was like someone like you go to like Wiz Khalifa before. I forgot to tell him this. Wiz Khalifa before he got really big. I was chatting with him on MySpace.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I was pissed off when he got big. I was like, yo, you still want to do that track? I'm like, yo, black and yellow.
All right, dude. Yeah. Who are you again? You know, remember me, man, from MySpace? Like, yeah, it's not. But
every time I think about Wiz Khalifa, I think about Mac Miller, man. R.I.P. Mac Miller.
Damn.
That's a sad loss.
Damn.
Fuck drugs, man. That's why I got off them shits.
What was it?
I think he got Oxy, but it was fentanyl.
Jeez, you see?
Yo, you got these people that say they'll hook up the artist. They don't care how they hook them up. They're just, But the people that did it to them got locked up. They got a hard bid. I think it was like 10 or 15 years each.
Jeez, man.
Yo, you destroyed like a Pittsburgh legend, man.
That's crazy.
But yeah, R.I.P. That's sad shit. I don't want to get into all of that.
Yeah, well, when we get on the actual podcast, we could touch a little bit, because I really love that you touch on mental illness, and I think that right now, like where we're at in the world, we need like safe spaces where we could talk about these things, And
that's what I feel like. That's like what I feel like my podcast is. I feel like once I'm like, because I'm open with the person on the show first and shit like that. So I feel like they could talk to somebody too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not a therapist. The guy who was asking questions about like saying it was a bad attitude and all that styles, he's called me the hood therapist. So like,
it's funny because I kind of am like a hood therapist.
I was had a T-shirt made that said it. Actually, I just couldn't think of a design.
That's a badass idea. I like that.
I'm thinking about just getting like a whole neighborhood blog on the T-shirt, and then on the whole thing with therapists.
Yeah. I want to shout out in the comments, Ralph Jordan 514. That's my dude. Peso, what up? Peso's been around as long as me and Rico. Peso's been around even longer than that, I think. Like I remember Peso like in ciphers in Dawson College.
What about Dawson?
He wasn't even going to Dawson. He was just there all the time.
So that's to Ralph Jordan _514.
Yeah, that's Peso. Get into Peso, man.
My dog hit me back with a follow, bro.
There you go. He will. He will. I saw him at the Paul Wall show on Friday too. We opened for Paul Wall. That shit was crazy. I got my autograph and shit.
Okay.
I'm all excited.
All right, Paul Wall, baby.
Hell yeah, that shit was crazy. Paul Wall.
Yeah. Sitting on fofos.
So while people are on here, I want to plug real quick that we actually have 3 shows on Madchild's Canadian tour.
I saw that. Congrats.
Thank you. Shout out to Squash Comp, because Squash Comp are the ones who made it happen. So shout out to them guys.
Follow them. I'm going to talk because I want to try and
collaborate. You have to. You have to
collaborate on something where I can help them out with promo, and I could do media for the events maybe somehow.
Something. Yeah, something.
I'm out here trying to collaborate. To anybody that's listening, I'm out here just trying to collaborate. Any ideas you have, I'm willing to look into it. If I can help and put it in any way, do it, man. I'm struggling out here. I'm trying to make some fucking bread, yo. I got parents to take care of. I got myself to take care of. And like, you know, I can't work with all that shit. So I'm out here grinding and doing shit.
Do what you got to do.
Hell yeah.
Damn. Damn. So, yeah, you guys go check out.
About my business, but I gotta make money.
I want you guys to go check out Peace of Mind on Spotify. So that's the version that has Visionary on it, myself, Excel on it, and Madchild. I'm on the hook on Spotify. I'm just on the hook. I had
that on the story, I believe.
Beautiful. Yes, that's right. But for anyone else who's new or whatever, who sees us later in the playback,
of course.
So go check that out. But what a lot of people don't know is we have a remix to that song dropping that's just me and Madchild. And instead of singing, I'm rapping. Well, the hook is singing, but on the remix, I'll have a rap verse. So that's what I've been rapping at these shows is the Madchild song with my rap verse on it, but Madchild's not on it. So we're like, fingers crossed. What's that?
Maybe you get a chance to perform it with him. You know,
anything is possible.
Before he performs, you walk in there, you tell him, look, I was on that track with you, why don't we do it tonight? And you know, it's a yes or no.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's going to remember that verse. That's the thing. Yeah, like, at least, you know.
The thing is, if you remind him and you have it on deck and you just say, do you remember this track? And the worst you're going to get is a no.
Yeah, I know, but like, I don't know. We'll see.
It'll hurt a minute, but you'll wash it off and you'll still do your thing.
Yeah, we'll see. Who knows?
I hope you get that opportunity.
You know what? Thank you. And we're on 3 shows. So if he doesn't remember the first night, he can remember the second night. And if he doesn't remember that night, again in May, we can maybe get him to remember then. So we'll see.
I definitely think I think he might get that opportunity.
I hope so, man. He likes all my comments and stuff, so like he knows.
Back and forth with me here and there too. Yeah. I'm gonna give him a reminder on Messenger and be like, "Hey, yo."
There you go. I appreciate you guys.
And when you're out there, if you talk to him, tell him that I'm still trying to get that interview. He'll remember who I am.
Yeah.
I hope so, because I hit him up enough.
Talk to Squash Comp, man. Squash Comp's been bringing Madchild down for the last like 6 years. Yeah, this is the first time that Squash Comp's not bringing down Madchild, but he managed to like reach out to the dudes, so we're still involved, thank God. But like, you know,
so much.
Yeah, he made so much music since then. We're gonna have to reach up before the show. Yeah, for sure.
Give it up for her, man. She deserves that. She went hard track. I'm telling you. I swear 10 toes down, man. Like she went hard. So, but Squash Comp, honestly, I'm gonna hit you up. We gotta talk because I'm just getting familiar with your name, but I see what you're doing and I respect it. I've always had love for promoters and the way they sell and things they do. And I got a lot of artists out there that you might be interested in bringing out. So maybe we could figure something out. Let's talk.
Nice. They're a group. They're a music group. So Squash Comp's got like 7 artists or something like that. Okay. Yeah, I'm featuring with them, but I'm not an actual solid member of Squash Comp.
You're an affiliate.
Just yet. I mean, I'm just kind of like out here blowing in the wind and working with everybody. But if I were to you know, link up with a bunch of people, they would be the guys.
Yeah,
they'd be the guys.
I'm a people, and I'm gonna connect with them for sure. That's one thing I'm gonna do for sure. But all right, so. We'll have a part 2 soon. I think we've shared a little bit with everybody. I think they know Natasha Marie. If they don't,
little bit.
I don't think they listen hard enough. And we're gonna have her on an episode of On the Line with. I'm not quite sure what the episode number will be because this season is jam packed. Like I'm talking crazy. Like I'm not doing 12 episodes. We're doubling it. Season 3 is gonna have like 24. We got Rico Blocks, we got who else we got? Shit, I have so many I forget now. Like we got Junk right now, who's already been on as a season premiere. Ray the Nihilist was episode 2. Episode 3 is my guy FFD Ross from Vermont.
Nice.
We got Razkaz, we got Merca, we got DJ Yella from NWA coming on. It's crazy. We got jam packed. So you're in a roster of great guests. I knew that you'd be a perfect fit to come in when I heard your music, when I saw you. And I've known, like I said, I've been watching for years, but
It's
it's just
crazy.
like it's been so. I was watching for so long that sometimes I get lost in the rabbit hole of other things, and then I'm
Of
like, wait
course.
a minute, Breeze on this song? What the fuck? So like,
Yeah.
so I'm glad that I was able to reconnect myself with your music and get in touch with you.
Yeah.
I honestly, I had a great conversation. I love this. I love this
Same.
one. So
Same,
I
man.
really
Same.
appreciate you coming on. Just one thing before we
Of
go, I
course.
got to do a favor, my guys. For the Weirdos Apparel Company, if you guys are looking for T-shirts like this, he's smiling at you. But on the back, it's a noun. It's the weirdo noun. It gives you information on what a weirdo is.
Hmm.
And got the long sleeve underneath it. I look like I'm a 15-year-old going to high school, but uh, I had to promote it. Figured I'd rock both shirts. If you hit them up and you want anything, ask them for an on the line with discount code. You will get a discount code. You will get, and it'll take you to checkout. They got some dope ass shit. Spring's coming. They got a fire windbreaker, and they got dope ass prices. So if you guys want it, check it. That idea of a T-shirt was due though. Incredivert.
Credivert.
A good one.
Yeah.
And we're going to plan that. So, again, you heard it. We're going to make a little merch sample. Something's going to happen. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for on the On the Line with episode. Natasha Marie, episode 56 of Car Chat. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm your man, Hanley, from On the Line with. Thank you for coming on again to Car Chats. 2 in a row. Lots lately. So be sure to check it out. And anybody afterwards, anybody who watches this afterwards, please follow Natasha Marie. And if
Thank
it's
you.
on your page, if I invite you as a collaborator and it's on your page, please follow me. If you don't know me, hit me up. I'll do interviews. I'm sure Natasha can vouch for it. And yeah, Natasha, if you have anything to say before we go, please go ahead. Plug what you got to plug.
Just follow me on YouTube. Look up my stuff, Natasha Marie. Look for the pink hair. Follow me on Natasha Marie on everything. Natasha Marie TNT or Natasha Marie _ TNT. That's me.
TNT stand for?
Trinidad and Tobago na. Oh God.
I like it. I fucking love it. I love it. I really love it, man. I really love that you're Trinidadian. I fucking love it because my best friend, and I'm the godfather of his son, is Trinidad.
What?
Yeah, like I grew up with him since we were basically in diapers. I've been yelled at by his Trinidad mother more times than I've been yelled at by my own.
Of course.
She's smoking cigarettes. She yells at me, Jordan.
Of course. Why you smoking them thing? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, definitely. No, I love it. And we got to do a skit too with that Trinity shit.
100%.
Yeah, we're going to plan shit. I'm going to hit you up after this. Really good talking.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
Cheers.
Cheers.